Yes, no. Everyday Superpower signing in for a little segment. Little chat. I'm thinking, what can I do? What topics can we cover? What ideas can we riff on? We're going to talk a little bit about dating. Talk a little bit about the mind. In particular, we're going to speak on the imagination now. Men and women are different. We've got different brains, right? So this is in regards to stimulating a woman's mind and imagination, right? Well, why would I want to do that? Well, if you were interested in becoming viable with a woman and potentially falling in love with each other and happily ever after, it might be in your best interest to utilize this information, right? So we're speaking on imagination now. A woman has got a broader mind and a broader imagination than a man. Women love fantasy, right? So you as an individual want to act on that in a way that you don't give a woman all of your background information. You don't give her the answer to the equation of what formulates you as a person. Okay? I mean, as time goes on and you develop a relationship with this woman, what can happen? She learns you inside and out and gets bored and starts to pursue the next imagination stimulation, right? The next man who is shrouded within mystique and mystery, right? So if you're trying to seduce a woman, or if you're trying to, and seduction is such a bleak word, right? It's not. It's an uncomfortable word, isn't it? Because it makes you sound like you're some sort of manipulator. Well, when I say manipulator, I mean in the negative sense, right? Like you're some sort of idiot, some knobhead. But this isn't the case when both parties are enjoying the process, right? It's an enjoyable process for both sides. So what you do is you need to stimulate the imagination of the woman, yeah? So she thinks about you. You want to infiltrate the mind, because if you say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I work this job, in my spare time I do this, and I've got a pet, and that's everything that makes me me. This is my family, this is this, that, and the third. Then why is she going to sit around thinking about you? There's nothing to work out. We as human beings, generally, man and women, are problem solvers. We like to solve problems, and if the answer isn't there given to us, we potentially on a deep subconscious level try to work out the answer, yeah? So instead of saying, hi, my name is John and I work at the bank, this is my shift hours, in my spare time I like to watch football, sometimes I play a bit of football, these are my two best friends, and this is my dog, and I am single and I'm looking for a nice lady who can look after me, right? Instead of that, when you're conversing, first and foremost, you want the majority of the talking to be done on her behalf, purely as women tend to enjoy talking and be a bit more conversational than men anyway, right? It's a feminine trait. Women communicate a lot more so, and that's why gossiping and so forth isn't necessarily a masculine trait, where it is more so a woman's. Okay, so let her talk about herself, and when the spotlight gets put on yourself and you need to explain yourself to whichever degree, leave it open-ended, be an enigma, yeah? What do you do as a job? So you work at a bank, right? I work with finance. I work with finance. How about you? What do you do? Boom. We've moved the question straight back to her. The spotlight is back onto her, okay? It was just a passing, fleeting statement, and now we can go back into her enjoying herself, stroking her ego, thinking there's something about this person I really like, and that will come down to you not going on and on and on about yourself, which every single person on planet Earth does, right? Oh, he's giving me time for myself. I love to talk about myself, and that's why I love this person, because I can just talk about myself to this person, right? Very egocentric, but it's the way it works, right? And men are the exact same, all right? And this is the same as like making friends and stuff, as sad as it sounds, you know? People like to talk about themselves, and it's very rare that people don't just talk about themselves and actually show interest in someone else. We are all within our own minds. We are all our conscience. We are all living our, you know, main character storyline. So stimulate the imagination. Now we can go a bit deeper, yeah? You could even, I wouldn't recommend this, I don't think this is good for anyone really, but as far as stimulating the imagination, you can even be a bit cruel, you know? You can hurt the feelings of somebody. You can be weird. Maybe not necessarily. Now you have to be careful on the weird thing. You don't necessarily want to be like a creep and like be a bad person. But if you can plant a seed into that woman's mind as to where she's thinking about you as opposed to the next person, isn't that in your benefit? I mean, that is publicity 101, right? Isn't it? That's marketing, essentially. Getting into the minds of others through whichever means. As long as people are talking, thinking, conversing about your brand, then it works out, right? So stimulate the imagination. I might go a little deeper on this one in due time, but that's a little bit of food for thought. I'm signing out. One love.